I will start with Silicon Gardens. So it is like early stage VC fund, and but actually all started like a community, like more than 10 years ago, where like the tech people were joining together and doing the meetups and stuff. But in those, let's say, early days for startup in Slovenia, in Europe, there was no such so much venture capital, which is very important for the empowering startups. So that is why this group of people, successful tech entrepreneurs, okay, let's start one VC fund, and they first collected for a first fund just like 300K. Then it was very successful. Then they supported 10 startups. Then there was second fund already with 6 million, and now last year we started with the third fund, which is professional 30 million fund investing in early stage startups. So like we're focusing B2B SaaS, gaming apps and marketplaces. But that is so because fund operators and partners and also the LPs, we are all like ex-entrepreneurs and from startup world and built own companies. And we believe that we can not only give the capital, but we can help the startup founders in these areas because we built startups in such those. We are early stage fund, so that means the most important thing is, of course, the team at early days, because if you have a like bad team and very good product or idea, it usually won't happen nothing. But if you have maybe a very good team with a bad idea, bad business model, they will pivot and they will make it happen. So the team is on our like first priority, and we really do a lot of assessment on this part. We have like also 100 LPs, individual LPs. So our network is pretty big, and we can do the background checks, and we like very like to see if we have exited founders, experienced founders, but also like we invest in first time founders. Yeah, so that's the most important metric is that. After that, we of course look at the product and some early metrics. I believe that Korean startups and Korean people are really good engineers, which is also with our region, CEE region. That means we are very good engineers, but maybe not so good in sales, like in US. So I expect that we are like pretty similar, and so I expect some very successful startups from your region. The most important thing is if you want to expand to any region, I believe that you really need to know the region and the customers there, and probably move your company to the region, or like the most important people headquarters to this region, and then you can probably expand to all the markets. First step is like be present where your market is. So every startup must, from day one, think how they will become global, and not just build the local stuff. And then prioritize the market. Usually, what we see in Europe, and like it is that you have the idea how will you reach the US market, because it's like the biggest, and the customers there are willing to pay subscription apps, B2B SaaS. So willingness of these customers to pay for your product is much higher than in Europe and maybe in the other parts of the world. So I would suggest all the startups that thinking of how they can nail the US market. But that doesn't mean, I mean, we have a lot of successful startups in other markets, not which don't even include US market. But as we are seeing here from Europe, that's usually the way to go. Not so sure about what would be my advice for Korean startups. As we like a VC fund, we don't say no, but we say not yet, maybe. And to every startup founders, we say, okay, now we had an intro call. Maybe we are not so interested at the moment, but please keep us updated. Uh, and you won't believe, but like maybe only 5% of those startups founders are sending us updates after the intro call. And believe it or not, we are reading those updates and following, even though in sometimes maybe the update it's not so good or the metrics are not growing, and so, but we see the persistence, which is the most important thing when assessing the startup founders. So uh, I would suggest to every startup that you should just send regular updates to all your investors that you have been in touch. And if the metrics are improving, believe me, the VC fund will get back to you, and not you back to the VC. Maybe just a short, quick advice for founders, like what we have seen. Okay, I told you like the very important thing is the team. So you need to have someone who can build a product, someone who can sell it, and scale it, and someone who will take care of the numbers and the financials. So it is very hard to start as a solo founder. So I would suggest just build your team and prioritize this immediately at the beginning, and then um, put focus on the metrics, and um, you need to validate all the things and do the data-driven decisions. So if you are, for example, direct to customer app, a consumer app, um, one of the very important metrics is retention rate. So I would be obsessed with retention rate every day, and uh, how to improve the retention rate, and put all the focus here and do the A/B testing and all the stuff that needs to be done to improve those metrics, which are the important at the beginning. You can just choose few metrics, like 2 or 3, not more, and focus on them, how to improve them, and please be data-driven decision company.